The knock came at 2 a.m., 3 sharp raps, controlled but urgent. When I opened the door, my neighbor stood there, half-dressed, trembling. A retired detective, 40 years in homicide. I'd never seen him scared before. "Pack a bag," he said. "You're coming with me." "What's going on?" He glanced toward the window, voice dropping. "That couple who moved in across the street last month. I ran their plates. Government vehicles. Unmarked. I watched them. They're surveilling your house. 24/7 shifts." He swallowed, staring at me like I was already dead. I called a friend at the bureau. When I gave him your address, he went quiet. Then he said, "Get him out. Now." I didn't ask questions, just grabbed my wallet, my keys, and followed him out into the cold. The air felt heavier than usual, like the world had started holding its breath. We drove in silence for miles. He didn't explain much, just said, "You've got enemies in high places." Enemies. That word hit harder than it should have, because I had none. At least, that's what I thought. Until I remembered the argument 2 months ago. My wife, Claire, on the phone late at night, whispering, crying. When I asked who she was talking to, she said, "No one." Back then, I let it go. You learn not to chase ghosts in a marriage. You just learn to sleep beside them. But now, sitting in that car with the detective's hands shaking on the wheel, I felt something click. Not panic, recognition. I'd been watched long before the unmarked cars arrived. When we reached a cheap roadside motel, he parked, killed the lights, and faced me. "They're not random," he said. "Whoever ordered this, they know you personally." He looked like he wanted to say more, but didn't. And that silence said everything. I checked Claire's phone records the next morning. She didn't notice. The habit of years made it easy. Her passcode hadn't changed. It never did. There were numbers I didn't recognize, federal area codes, and one name that made me stop breathing. Agent Mark Rennick. I knew him. He'd been at our wedding. A colleague of hers from the department. They'd worked consulting cases together. That's what she told me. Except Rennick's calls started the same week I was promoted at my firm. The week someone leaked the confidential audit files I was handling. The week I noticed the same black sedan parked 3 nights in a row. It wasn't surveillance. It was insurance. She'd sold me out. Not for money, she didn't need it. For something else. Loyalty. Maybe fear. Maybe both. I started keeping notes. Screenshots. Receipts. Every timestamp. By the 4th day, I had enough evidence to destroy her. But I didn't call her out. No. That would have been mercy. I waited. Watched her routine like she watched me. The way her eyes flickered when she got a text. The way her voice softened when she said Rennick. She thought I was still asleep when she whispered, "It's almost done. He doesn't suspect a thing." But I heard her. Every word. The detective helped me trace the surveillance order. It wasn't official. Forged credentials. Private access to bureau tech. Rennick's signature. Claire's name in the approval logs. She'd helped him build a case that didn't exist. A story that made me look like a security threat. So they could seize my firm's data, bury the leak, and blame me for it. I waited until she came home. She smiled, kissed my cheek, asked if I'd eaten. I told her yes, then handed her the printed reports. At first, she didn't understand. Then her face drained of color. "Where did you get this?" she whispered. "From the man you thought was dead weight next door." She looked up at me, tried to speak, but I saw the truth before she could form a word. It wasn't guilt. It was relief. Because secrets only hurt when they're still hidden. I didn't shout, didn't touch her. I simply told her what I'd done. Every document she'd signed, every encrypted message, every call between her and Rennick, already forwarded to the Bureau's Internal Affairs Division. Her career was gone before dawn. Rennick's too. She'd begged me to listen, said she was protecting me, said they would have come for me if she hadn't cooperated. But I'd already stopped listening. Because that's what betrayal does. It doesn't break you. It rewires you. By morning, she was gone, and for the first time in months, the house felt quiet. The detective moved away a week later, said he'd done enough damage control for one lifetime. I still see the unmarked car sometimes. Different plates, different driver. But I know it's them. Watching. Waiting. Let them. They think surveillance gives them power. But it only shows what's already true. That I'm not the man they were watching anymore. Claire taught me something I'll never forget. The most dangerous people aren't the ones with guns or badges. They're the ones who smile while selling your life piece by piece and call it love. So when I look out the window now and see that black car parked under the streetlight, I smile back. They're still watching me, but I'm watching them.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.